Okay, so let's call the meeting to order, everyone. This is a business meeting for March. Let's have the roll call, please. Carly, please. Okay,
Joseph D. Benedetto,
present.
Christine Caniglio,
Present.
Rashmi Krishnaraj. She's not here yet. Let me see where she's at. Victor Lee,
Here, present.
Lilik Vigianti. Lilik's not here. Akila Sorio,
Present.
Monica Patino,
Present.
Edward Kim. I don't see Edward yet. Brooke Sturgeon
Present.
and Anne-Marie Knievel. Sorry, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie?
Present.
Okay.
Okay, so we do have a quorum present. Let's read the minutes from last month. And we
Business portion of the minutes.
business portion, yes. Then we will get into our meeting, okay? By then, hopefully the other members will join us.
I'm sending them a message now.
Can you scroll down on that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why it's not letting me? Hold on, Joe. Sorry.
It's so
I
small.
think it
Why
is
is
there,
it
yeah.
small?
Um,
Sorry.
no,
That's
it's
where it
okay.
ends,
Joe.
okay.
I
is
know
that
I'm
better?
old, but I can't see
Is
it.
that better? The size? Did you see?
Fine, yeah. Yes,
Okay. Scroll. That's it. Okay.
do I hear any
Sorry, it
motions
was
to
my
approve?
view. Motion to approve.
Christine made the motion. Who's second? Anybody second?
I
I'll
second.
So it's a tie between Monica
Give it
and.
to Victor. Give it to
Give it
Victor.
to Monica.
So nice to each other. Okay,
They
So,
could split it.
welcome everyone. As you know, we had our calendar meeting. We had voted at our special meeting last week that we were gonna put off our calendar meeting in lieu of the town hall with the chancellor. And a lot of things happened in a week. So we are going to have a new chancellor. I'm glad that Face is here because we never confirmed the date for the town hall. And apparently it was scheduled for the second day of Passover. So it's a holiday, and I think we need to change that, but I'm not sure whether or not our new chancellor was confirming that she was coming to our town hall. Do you have any news on that, Juliana?
We reached out to the chancellor's office to ask them if this would, if Chancellor Porter Ross would be changing it. We're just waiting to hear. I mean, she hasn't taken office yet. We've been advised to proceed with March 29th, and we have new flyers.
Okay.
So we have
Not to
new
interrupt
flyers
you,
that say
Juliana.
the
Right, understood, but so what happened, the Chancellor Carranza had changed the date from March 3rd, and he gave us the March 29th option, which we voted on, not realizing that it was Passover. So a lot of parents in the community have reached out to CEC, to me, to the school parent coordinators saying, look, it's a problem, and they really would rather it be postponed. So I think we need to perhaps change that date. I'm not sure if we have to vote on it or if, it was never confirmed.
Yeah, if we have to vote on it, I'd like to make that motion because I've gotten about 10 phone calls myself from principals, PTA people, just parents. I didn't realize it's the second night of Passover.
And it is spring break that week. School is closed that whole week.
I think, yeah, I didn't even hear anything about spring break. I mean, although that is, but I think it was more of a concern that it was a religious holiday.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So we don't want.
Yes, I would recommend that the council take a vote.
Okay, so.
I make the
Christine
motion.
made the motion, right?
I second.
Victor second.
Wait, hold on. Christine motion. Go ahead, Victor. Go ahead. Sorry.
I second the motion.
We're going to vote on postponing or changing the town hall from March 29th, but we
To
don't have
another
another date. So that's the question. I don't know what to tell you. Is
So can we just say we'd like to not have the meeting the 29th and get another available date from the chancellor and just leave it open to what the chancellor says?
Right, because it,
we can do that. However, we then
Right.
have to reschedule our calendar meeting for March because we're supposed to have a monthly calendar meeting. So let's take that vote and then we'll have to vote on a calendar meeting for March, right? So let's vote on postponing the town hall from March 29th to an
I'm sorry.
indefinite date.
Can I ask a question, Juliana? Can we just make a motion to not have a calendar meeting for March in lieu of all the stuff? Can that be done and then not, I mean, and skip a calendar meeting? I'm just throwing it out there because it's already,
So our bylaws provide that we must have a calendar meeting every month, right? So I don't know if we can do that.
well,
Even
that's why I
if it's
was,
short
yeah.
calendar, we usually have a report from the superintendent. We can, I defer to, if we're able to do that and vote on it this month. I don't know if we can do that because our bylaws do state that we have to have monthly calendar meetings.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only our bylaws, but it's actually in the state law that that's one of the main responsibilities of the CAC. So I would advise against that.
Okay, it was just a thought, just,
Yeah.
to move things along,
So
so.
does anybody have any objection to scheduling we usually keep them on Wednesdays. What's the Wednesday before the 29th? Is that not a holiday?
That would be the 24th, Wednesday, the
So
24th.
we can either do it, well, it would either be the 24th or the 17th, but that's St. Patrick's Day. Is that a legal holiday? No. Do I have any motions?
I'll make a motion to, I'm getting all my motions out. I'll make a motion to move the calendar meeting to March 17th.
Does anyone second that motion?
I second it.
Okay, who is that?
No, no, I can do it.
I didn't hear who that was. I'm sorry.
It was Brooke. I second
Brooke,
it.
okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna combine the vote, right? We're gonna vote to postpone the scheduled town hall from March 29th to a date in April, hopefully, where the new chancellor will be available. And also change our calendar meeting from the 29th through the 24th. Right? Carly,
I
you
go with
understand?
17th.
The 17th.
Is it the 17th or the 24th? I don't care.
Christine said the 17th. She
You said
motioned
the
for the
17th, Christine?
Not the 17th, the 24th. Did I say the 17th?
You sure
Yes,
did.
you did.
We did.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's St. Patty's Day. No, I meant the 24th.
I
Sorry.
appreciate
You
you.
guys
second the motion.
confused me.
I'm sorry, guys, I joined in late. What are we doing? We're moving the town hall from the 29th to an earlier date and the
No,
channel.
we're,
The town hall is scheduled for the 29th, but we did not realize it's Passover and it's spring break. And the
Oh.
chancellor has not confirmed. So
Okay,
we're voting on postponing that to a date that's not a religious holiday. And
Okay.
because we have to have our monthly calendar meeting, we're voting to
oh, okay,
up to
got it,
March
got it.
24th.
Got it. Thank you, Joe.
No problem.
Okay, so the March meeting will be scheduled on the 24th and the April meeting, we have not decided when we want to do it, right? Depending upon Chancellor's schedule.
It's a town
So-
hall meeting, Rashmi.
Yeah,
Correct.
town hall,
The
yes,
town
town
hall.
hall. Yeah,
So
town hall.
perhaps by the 24th, we'll have an answer, and then if needed,
Okay.
we can, if it's April, then we can, we usually meet the first Wednesday of April, or whatever date we have in the calendar. If we need to move that for the town hall, we can do that, correct?
Yeah.
We can
Correct.
take it up at March 24th, but let's vote on making the changes.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Joseph Di Benedetto,
Agree to change the calendar meeting to the 24th and postpone the town hall on the 29th. Yes.
okay. Christine Caniglio,
Yes to all of the above.
Rashmi Krishnaraj,
I'm okay with it.
Victor Lee.
Yes to both.
Lilik won't be with us tonight. Her child is sick. Aquila Sorio,
Agree.
Monica Patino.
Agree.
Is Edward in? Edward Kim? I don't see him. Brooke Sturgeon
Agree.
and Anne Marie Knable.
Agree to change.
Okay.
So Carly, I'm not sure if somebody's trying to get into tonight's meeting. I got a text. Did you get that?
I don't have anybody in the waiting room.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
you
not.
resend the link for tonight's meeting? I don't know who that is. You looking at
No
it?
idea who that is. I sent all the CEC everything just now, actually through text.
Okay. All right. So our next calendar meeting will be March 24th. We can discuss the agenda, I guess, during this meeting later on. If not, we'll receive our superintendent's report for the month, and then we'll take it from there. The agenda for this evening is to discuss, I'm sorry, Rashmi?
No, I'm sorry. I think it's Edward who's trying to get in.
I don't see him. I'm trying to look for him.
Nobody on the waiting. There's
Yeah, I
nobody
don't see him.
trying to
I
come
think he
in.
needs the link because
Yeah.
I sent it to him already.
So our agenda for this evening is to wrap up on the town hall. We were working on the questions and whatnot, take up new business, and we have some news. We now have one of our CEC members has resigned, and we have a vacancy on the CEC for this term, which is scheduled to end at the end of June of this year. Carly sent out the notice to the community. If there's anyone in the community that would like to join the CEC, we ask that you submit for this term. We ask that you submit your applications prior to April 1st, I think it said on the notice, Carly, right? Or April 2nd?
Yes, April 1st.
Prior to April 1st, and they will consider your application again for this term. There also is the election for the next term, and I believe the registration for CEC elections was postponed. Well, it was extended through March 4th. Is that correct, Juliana? So if anyone is interested in joining the CEC, you must submit your application at NYCHA, New York, right?
The NICSA, your
sorry.
NYC student account.
At the NYC student account, fill in the application, and we encourage you to sign up. If you have any questions of how to do it, you can contact your school parent coordinator, and you'll get your NICSA account if you don't have one. Okay, so let's
He's
talk
in.
about, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, Edward just came in. Sorry.
Perfect. Hello, Edward. Welcome. We're just getting started on our agenda for the evening. So let's talk about the town hall, and then we'll talk about new matters. Okay? I know we all met as a committee or as a group regarding certain questions and issues to ask the chancellor at our town hall meeting. I know we've been working on that. I think Anne Marie was working on the questions, right? Anne Marie?
That's correct.
Okay, so between our last meeting and now, I still get a lot of requests as a CEC member on issues regarding school closings and the regulations regarding the infections on the COVID, and people are asking me, why do they close the schools if we have 2 unrelated infections in a school? So I don't know if that's something that the council wants to take on as a question for our new chancellor. I mean, I'm getting a lot of calls. I'm not sure if the district office is here. Do you have any news on that? Danielle, are you here?
Hi, yep, I'm here. So yes, we do have concerns from various schools that have had multiple closures. And I know that it was mentioned at the last CEC meeting as well, just about citywide policy as to the 2-case closure, right? So that's not necessarily the same policies used from districts outside of New York City. And so parents are asking about that. And so that might be something that you would want to address to the chancellor. And I mean, even today, I escalated another concern that came from a parent regarding it.
So the concerns that I'm getting from parents in the lower grades are, look, we work. So when they close the schools down with no notice, the parents are not able to accommodate for their child to remain at home, and that becomes a big concern. And they get they're very adamant about, why the schools have to close down if there are 2 unrelated cases. Let's assume it's in the 5th grade and it's affecting everyone in the school because the school closes down. And I don't have the answer to that. All I can say is, look, those are the rules in the city of New York, right? So that might be a good question to ask the chancellor. What do you guys think about it?
It's a
Anyone
good
else from the
question.
CEC?
Joe, it's a good question. So right now we go back 5 days, and it just doesn't even make sense that close down with just 2 cases that's unrelated or in the school, because there's isolation chambers, there's things that are taking place, and it just interrupt the flow of the education piece too much. I mean, the purpose of the going back to 5 day is to give the education back to the student and also alleviate some of the stress point for the parent. If we continuously shutting it down, it just doesn't make sense to do that at this point. It's unrelated cases, not from, and you can isolate as well right now. And I think almost everybody has, been tested fairly. So that's my personal opinion.
What is everyone else's thought? So, I mean, anyone else on the CEC have an objection to bringing up that question to the chancellor? So I know that the city of New York has an arrangement. They made the guidelines according to whoever they negotiated that with. I don't think parents were part of that negotiation. So I think we as parents have a right to ask and find out if that could be changed or not, right? I think it might be a good question, but again, the committee, all of us as CEC members should agree on that. So maybe it's something we could talk about, and where you can put it on, and then we can tweak it before the next town hall. Does anyone else agree to that or have an objection to that?
I agree, Akila.
Okay,
I agree.
okay. Eddie's nodding his head.
This is Monica. I agree. We could put it and see how she answer it.
Exactly. All right, is everyone, so I don't think we need to vote on that question. We can just put it as the questions and, add that.
Joe, how do I phrase that question?
So you can just put, we'll work with Anne Marie on the questioning, but just put the topic of schools reopen, schools closing due to 2 unrelated cases, and, can the guidelines be changed, or, what is the chancellor's perspective on that, right?
Joe, can I respond to Victor's question that I know he submitted regarding high school auditions?
Okay.
So you can respond to him because we haven't really tweaked the question. It's not a calendar meeting, but so you can definitely respond to him. Yeah.
Because I know that was a question he wanted
Correct.
to ask the chancellor, right?
Sure.
So Victor was asking about the citywide announcements around audition schools, such as LaGuardia, and why other schools were not made public, right? Victor, is that was the question around the process for
Well,
auditions?
I was more, they did address, it's just, my concern were, there were many other audition schools that wasn't really, like Warrior or a Frank Sinatra in that kind of caliber. There's many audition school. And
Yeah.
I just felt that there should have been something done at the 8th grade level to all the students who were applying for it. Not everybody understood that she sat and there's song school, but they were still a different category that weren't really addressed at that level to the students. I myself find it challenging, and I almost missed the audition because I wasn't really aware of the process, and I only got it through another student who actually received some information, which I looked through my email, I received nothing. So I'm saying that the student themselves can be informed with this process. That's all I'm saying. And if you can address it, then it doesn't really need to go to the superintendent level. I just thought that should be some kind of communication, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, and it's still
Yeah. Yeah, so Victor, you are correct, and I did escalate this to the high schools, the guidance counselors, and also to enrollment. Just as a reminder that you are correct, this was a different year around auditions. Historically, the schools prior to the pandemic, the high schools would actually come to the middle schools in our district to allow, to do the auditions there, which is why you wouldn't have had to look for that information because it was done in the middle schools in some situations. So I did escalate that on many levels. And although they said that it was in the deck that guidance counselors used when communicating to parents, it was still something that was normally done that was missing from the process. So, so I did communicate your concern, but it's up to you guys just in terms of if you wanted to address that, but it was a good question that you brought up.
I think it's a little bit late because it's closing anyway, so I wouldn't bring it up anymore because unless the pandemic consists, until the next year, I think it's I just thank you so much for addressing the issue. I do appreciate that, and I believe I wasn't the only parent who felt like some information lacked, and I was able to quote it, but I don't know how many parents did not catch that because it's done. The audition itself requires a lot of work, so the preparation was necessary. So I just felt like,
and that preparation was also done within school. That there were not those opportunities because,
right? Okay,
especially our middle schools that were home for the time. So you did surface that. Hopefully, we're not where we are next year, in the same place. But if we are, it is now on everyone's radar.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So we can, you want to tell us what the topics are, Carly? Do you have it written down, or Anne Marie, do you have how many topics we have?
Hold on, Joe. Okay. From the last meeting, and this is nothing, I didn't type it out or anything, was COVID-related topics, COVID-related questions, opt-in related questions. What are the plans for G&T program? How will children be selected in the years coming? And what about parents that move to the district for G&T? And let's see, students with disability related questions. General education, what are they doing to keep the general education students afloat without falling behind? And then we spoke about the HIV/AIDS health curriculum in kindergarten, right?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Correct.
The last topic?
The HIV/AIDS health
Oh, right.
curriculum in
Question.
kindergarten.
Correct.
Right?
On the curriculum.
And then I got, what advice can you give to increase parental empowerment within our schools?
So
And-
correct me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead, Joe. I can go back.
What was, maybe I misunderstood, or maybe there was something rushed me. Are you here? Did we have questions regarding state testing?
I have zoning, safety and zone. We have zoning questions. Then I have high school admission questions. And then I have,
I think there was a question on state test, but it was not of a question. Sorry, Carly, didn't mean to interrupt
no,
you.
no, I could, thank you, because I didn't have it here either.
No,
so
no,
thank you
because
for-
you're right. You're right in saying that it was not in a question form. It was more on a comment and statement form because my co-chair, co-president Francis Gonzalez, who sits on CPAC, she had posed that question on the CPAC meeting. So the chancellor did come and say no, but that's like foregone now. Now, we already know that federally we are required to take the test as of now. It's all about how to administer the test. So we can reroute, we can change the direction of the question to say, now that federal is saying that, yes, the testing is on, what is New York City doing to administer this test in the safest possible way? We can change the direction of the question. I think it will be an important question to ask.
Okay.
The district office, Danielle, you're here. Do you have anything on what the guidelines are with state test, or is still not out yet?
No, they're not out.
Okay, so that could be a good question to ask the chancellor, of course. You know,
Okay,
it's
noted.
something that affects everyone, right? So the good thing is that if our new chancellor agrees to come, and I understand that she's very cooperative with CEC, so that's a positive thing, will be one of her first town halls, hopefully. Right, Juliana? So these are good questions, and these are questions that are important to raise. So I think, is there any other topic that we have not spoken about that anyone would like to add? Council members? Okay, so we have, we're circulating the, I don't know what you call it, Anne Marie, the document with the
Right.
questions.
There's a Google Doc that everyone can access that they should feel free to continue going in and looking at any changes or edits that other council members have made. So we can finalize our statements and questions.
Joe, can I make a quick comment?
Sure.
I don't know if this was already discussed, and apologize if I did not hear that. So one of the other issue that was brought at the president council level is how the COVID testing is being administered. So it is on the COVID related. So it is a broader issue. The issue was brought in terms of that the child was very uncomfortable, but the COVID test was still given, and the child said that she was heard, and she became uncomfortable, and now she probably doesn't want to go in person. But I remember there was an email that was passed on to us. I don't know if it was from you or the district office, which talked about this new policy change that came, where it states clearly that if a child refuses to take the test, you cannot force it, and you cannot tell the child, do not come to school. Isn't there something like that along the line?
So is the district office here that they can answer? I know you're here, but are you able to answer that, Danielle?
Yes, so that is something that the situation that you're talking about, Rashmi, is more of an individual school that I'm working and dealing with, because yes, that is the policy, right? So if a child is refusing testing, they should not be forced to take the test.
Okay. So has this policy been communicated like throughout the school, so they understand that what was before is different now, so they understand the difference?
That's not different. That has been communicated to principals, yes.
Oh, okay, thanks.
So in other words, parents sign the consent form, but if they don't sign that consent form, their children will not be excluded from entering the school building.
No, that's different. That's a different situation than what's being discussed right now.
Okay.
So if students are
If
in
students
order
are-
to be in school, they have to sign the consent form, right? So if there is a child that's having trouble taking the test, there's a lot of supports put in place to assist the child through the testing process. The situation that's being addressed is an individual situation that has to be addressed. It's an individual incident that needs to be addressed. It's not a centralized policy change.
Understood.
It's something that happened at a school.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. All right, thanks for clarifying that.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to bring up at the town hall? And of course, the news changes like every day, right? So I guess as we get closer and new situations or new questions come up, I guess we can deal with them. Do you know, is Faye still here? Juliana, do we have to meet once again with learning times now that we have a new chancellor, or is it?
No, you don't need to meet again because the technical aspects haven't changed.
Okay, all right, so good. All right, so once we have a date, then we really can get moving on it and finalize our questions. Is there any other member here that would like to talk about the town hall before we move on to the next topic? Okay, so now we discuss new business, right? We did have a meeting, a special meeting last week. We did a vote, and I'm not sure if anyone from the special committee wants to, bring in at this time any new business regarding the happenings of special education.
Hey, Joe, it's
Hi,
Kayla.
Keela. Welcome.
We haven't had a meeting to discuss the next process. We're in the works of doing that, gathering information. We would love any questions or concerns from the rest of the CEC because they may be getting questions from other parents or anyone. So if they have anything to bring, to the table, please, send it in to us. We are working with Danielle so we can get some of this going. Hopefully we can come up with a resolution to bring to the council so that we can move forward with some answers.
So you're proposing to prepare a resolution, correct? I think that's perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a good thing. I think the community needs to hear it, right? Even though we voted against signing on to the petition, we probably need to do our own resolution. So just, time is important. We have April, May, June. That's it. We have 3 months. And in April, we're going to have our town hall. So I would suggest that, if the special committee could work on it and we try to bring it up before the term is over, it would be a good thing to get.
Yeah, we're trying to move fast. It's just that, with the town hall coming up, we didn't want to put more on everybody, at one time. And then, with the switching just happening so fast with the chancellor leaving,
I get it. Yeah. But we still have time. I mean, we can, you can present it at our May meeting perhaps, and we can vote on it. So, I mean, I would suggest that the special committee meet again if they're willing to do that. And let's make progress on that.
Okay.
You guys okay with that?
Brooke, Anne Marie.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good, but whatever Keela says, I'm in.
So as a special committee, you've been operating very well. So I would suggest that you continue to operate that way, that way. And if you have to hold any other special meeting, you have to just, give the notice requirements for that to the public.
Okay.
Because there was public meetings. Okay. Good luck to you on that. Is there anything else on that topic?
Anne Marie, Brooke, you have anything?
Wonderful. Are there any other items of new business to discuss?
I actually have a question for Juliana. The flyers that went out, should I take them down for the town hall? The ones that I posted on, the ones that are posted on the Facebook and on the online?
She's not here, but I would suggest we definitely need to send another notice out to the community, because the community feels or believes that we're having this town hall on the 29th.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I think we definitely need to send out a notice ASAP.
But the notices don't come from me.
Carly, just saying it would be, yeah.
It's
that
postponed, right? Is that
Postponed, right? Okay, thank you.
rescheduled to a later date?
rescheduled to a later date?
Okay, good idea. Thank you.
But I would get that out as soon as possible, because there are, you know, as
tomorrow.
soon as today, I got people who
Okay.
told me, I don't understand why you're having the town hall on a day that's a religious holiday. So
I'll write it. I'll bring it
Okay.
back tomorrow.
Juliana's back.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
It's
We were
bedtime.
talking about notifying the community that the town hall is not happening on the 29th. Do you do that, or does the CEC office do that?
The CEC office should be the one to, you know, sort of share flyers. But it's a little difficult now because you're waiting on the chancellor's office. It's fine if I think we should wait and like hear from Jesse, because I mean, it's a collaboration with the chancellor's office, like, and so you really want to hear from
Are we
them.
okay to postponed indefinitely pending further notice? I mean, I'd rather the community understand it's not going to happen on the 29th, right? If we don't say anything, it's getting,
I was thinking, my little idea, hear me out. You already have the flyer for the 29th already, right, Juliana? Maybe if you email me that, and then I can just write postponed across it, like, and then I can do it like that. What do you think?
Because we're dealing with the chancellor's office, like, I hesitate to say anything.
Got it.
I'm sorry,
No,
but I just, you know, we
So-
just want to be good partners.
are you saying that there's a possibility that she's going to show up for March 29th?
I think it's really unlikely, but it's sort of like, I don't want to be perceived as disrespectful before, like, since we have reached out to them.
Okay, so, but we
it's up to
voted on it because it's a religious holiday. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's a good ground. I mean,
Okay.
not to be, you know, by no means do we want to be disrespectful, but we, you know, the CEC did, you know, in lieu of the community and religious concerns, and I think it's a fair thing to say, look, the prior chancellor had scheduled it unbeknownst that it was a religious holiday, and, you know, schools are closed, and the community is not able to fully attend, and they voted on postponing it. And, you know, we'll give her the courtesy of when she wants to meet. I mean, I think that's fair, but
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That makes sense.
so is it okay for Carly to send out the notice that it's postponed or canceled, or, well, we don't want to say canceled, but let's say postponed until further notice? Is that fair?
I
Yeah.
honestly
Schedule
like
to
the
for a later
idea.
date.
I
sounds
honestly
good.
like the idea of what Carly said. That just put it, get the flyer and just do like a watermark saying that it's postponed.
And that's what I was thinking, but I don't know if that's okay with Juliana, so I'll just wait to hear from.
Yeah, I think we definitely, we could say rescheduled. That's it, but we don't have a new date, but postponed and to be rescheduled.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. All right, Carly?
Okay.
So you'll work on that tomorrow. The sooner it goes out, the better for the community, right?
Okay.
Okay, so talking about new business. We know about the election. We know about the town hall. We've discussed the special committee. Is there anything else we need to discuss? I think we have, the budget's already finalized, right? Carly, we have until March.
I don't have to change it.
You don't have
from
to
my
change it,
end.
so that's finalized. Does anyone else have new matters to discuss? All right, so let's talk about now what our agenda will be for the March 24th meeting, right? We can keep it simple. The superintendent, are you prepared to give us a report on that day?
Yeah.
You usually report to us anyway, so that we can deal with that. We can discuss.
Is there anything anyone would want me to report on specifically?
Council members?
Okay, then I'll come prepared.
I would suggest, state of the schools in terms of closures due to COVID, right?
Yep, we also, and as we will present at the DLT on Monday, we've administered our winter assessments. So we'll be talking to you guys about learning lags and how schools are tracking and monitoring student progress over the year, and to make sure that we are tending to learning gaps that are happening due to the pandemic. So we'll be presenting on that as well.
And yes, sorry, that's the superintendent report, and then learning lags is a different.
No, that will all be part of my report. So,
Okay.
so general announcements, like Joe had asked me to do monthly, to announce school closings and classroom closures in individual schools. And then we'll be talking about the data that we gathered and what it's been telling us just in terms of student learning lags and just alignment to district goals.
Okay.
So that will be first presented on Monday to DLT, and then I was planning on doing it today, but we had the postponement of this meeting, so I will present it at the DLT on Monday, and then the following week at the public CEC meeting.
Perfect. Is there something that anyone would like to bring up at our next calendar meeting? I know it's short notice, we got 2 weeks, but we usually pack in our calendar meetings with topics, so they'll be surprised if we don't stay on for 4 hours.
Yeah, Joe, can I also I wanted to talk to Akila and the subcommittee just about something, concerns that are coming up from parents about school closures that are tending specifically to special education students, to consider in your subcommittee, if that's a topic that you would want to include on the recommended wording for the why did that word?
Resolution?
Yes, thank you for the resolution. That consistent school closures are leaning towards learning lags. I know that was brought up at the last CEC meeting, but today it was resurfaced again, and I did escalate that to Central. So I don't know if that's wording that you would want to include in the resolution, because it does apply to concerns of parents in District 25.
I think that's an important topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Danielle. I know Senator Lou's office is here. Do you have anything that you'd like us to present at our next calendar meeting? Am I putting you on the spot, Sujin? Hi, Sujin.
Hi. I don't have really not much thing to want to be included in the next agenda. So.
Okay, we always have the pleasure of our senator joining us at our meetings. So if he, you'll keep us posted, and I've always allowed him to speak. So
of course he would love to be joining.
Okay.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything to discuss that we need to bring up? Wonderful. Christine might be wrong. She's going to come back and we're not going to be here. If there's no further business, then I'll entertain motions to adjourn our meeting.
Motion to adjourn, Monica.
Victor,
Monica made the
second.
motion, Victor seconded the motion. Okay, so basically our business meeting is concluded.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Thanks, Dad.
We will see you in the community on March 24th. Carly, you'll send out the notice. That's Wednesday at, I'm assuming 7 o'clock. We didn't discuss the time, correct? 7 o'clock,
7,
fine?
our meetings are at 7.
7, okay. And then I don't think we need to do our business meeting, but if you want, we can quickly after the calendar meeting, if you have any updates with this, with the special committee, or if somebody wants to talk about it, we can discuss it after the calendar meeting. Is that okay, Juliana? Perfect, okay. And I think that's it, right? So everyone, thank you for joining us. It's 7:48. The meeting is now adjourned, and we look forward to seeing you at our next calendar meeting on March 24th.
This should go down as a record.
Yes, down history.
This meeting ever.
You gotta put this in a record. 7:40.
Good going,
Good
guys.
night, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Have a
take
good
care.
evening, everyone.
I don't know what to do with all this free time now.
Right.
Everybody.
All the best.